Happy Labor Day, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. As I always say, you can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. So the fact you're taking the time to watch this, I'm truly blessed and grateful. So we're gonna go right into this. We are in chapter 4. We finished out chapter 4, and it's about momentum from the compound effect. So I figured I'd come in here and chat with you about that, and then you guys can go on with your day. So number one thing, momentum is this. If you are, I'm trying to relate to those of us, or those that are a little younger, but even for those of us who do know this, you know, when you're like pumping a well, right? And the water's way at the bottom of underground, and there's like a tube thing that goes all the way to the top, and you have to pump it vigorously before you start to get a stream of water that will come off the top and go into like a bowl or a jug or something for you. So, or what about those like Ferris wheel rides in the park? So like if you're in a park, kids know this really well. That little thing that goes around in a circle. It takes a while for you guys to get momentum. So usually there's a child or two on the side with their foot pedaling for it to get around in a circle and get really fast so everybody can jump on and enjoy the ride. It takes time and effort. So that's the thing about momentum, is that you have to put a lot of energy into something first before it starts to move in momentum. And if you keep going at maybe not the same pace, it could be even a slower pace, but if you just keep going and be consistent in doing that thing, you'll be able to keep the momentum and be able to do less work for more instead of where it was more work for less at first, right? So this is what momentum is all about. And we're talking about, you know, like people like Michael Phelps and just people in general, and Michael Jordan or things of that nature, where they just practice and day in and day out, no matter how well they were doing in the pool or on the field or whatever. And then all of a sudden they had this wonderful success. But guess what? They never stopped doing what got them there. Even if they maybe did a little bit less, they never stopped, because that meant that momentum could keep going. So, and that's the same thing with anything you're trying to do in your life, is taking that time and taking the time each day to do the thing that's going to help you improve whatever you're trying to improve and get the results you're looking for. So, consistency, right? But consistency on a daily basis. You can be consistent once a year. You can be consistent, once a month or once a week or whatever. But a true consistent person does it every day. And that's when things really start to turn around for you. So he said this is how you can be able to have good momentum in doing the things you want to do that you want to improve in, right? So you want to have a bookend day. You want to have a morning routine and an evening routine. Because anything in the middle of the day, anything can happen and disrupt that routine. So you want to make sure that your mind is right in the morning and your mind is right in the evening. And some of the things that he does in the morning is that he does gratitude. He sends love to someone, whether by text or mentally sending love or praying for someone. He does a workout in the morning. He brushes over and looks at his 1 year and 5 year goals. He has his quarterly goals. He looks objectives, and his weekly goals and monthly goals that he looks at every day, and maybe even writes them down. Because the act of writing them down every day helps you to make sure you're doing the process, and it's going subconsciously in your brain so that you know, I got to make sure I get that done. Okay, so that's the one thing he says, is that have a morning and evening routine, a bookend your days, so that mentally you can stay on top of your days in general. In the evening, he says, he writes down how did this day go? What do I need to carry over to the next day? What needs to be added? What needs to be deleted and taken off of the list? Any new ideas? Any aha ideas? And then right before he goes to bed, he reads 10 pages of a good book, right? That has positive and keeps his mind in the right track. This is Darren Hardy, by the way, from the Compound Effect. So that when he goes to sleep, he wakes up in that same state as well, because your mind just gets to work at night as it's restoring. And so if you could put great things in your brain during the day, and especially right before you go to bed at night, boom, you can have a better day in the next day. Okay, so And then he said, mix it up, switch it up, change certain things you're doing, maybe different kind of workouts, maybe different kind of gratitude, maybe different kind of whatever. But just make sure that you mix it up. As soon as it gets boring, change it up a little bit so that it can get more exciting again. Okay. It's up to you to make something exciting. When people are like, oh, it's so boring, what can you do to improve that excitement again? Right. Oh, he says there is a rhythm register. So rhythm register is basically what we talked about, I think in the second chapter or the first chapter, where you're trying to improve a certain area. So you're tracking that you're doing it every day, and you give yourself points. So the higher the points, the more often you're doing it. And so you kind of get like a rhythm tracking system on there. It's on page 109. You can also go to compoundeffect.com/free, and it's called Rhythm Register. So you can just print out that PDF, and you can start to write down the 10 things you want to do each day, and you give yourself points for it, and you can see how your week went on getting those things done. And then, the power of consistency. Stop and starting. You need to stop stopping and just take it. He says you need to stop that. Take off once okay. Yeah, take off at once, even if it's at a slow pace, and never stop. Because it is so true when they have that saying where they say, you're better than the person that's sitting on the couch. You went for a walk today and that person's still sitting on the couch. You are always a step ahead of somebody if you're doing something in the area you want to improve on a daily basis. So don't worry about if it's high productive or low productive. Just make sure it is productive and that you are doing a thing on a daily basis so that you can improve whatever you're trying to improve. So I really enjoyed this one. Momentum is key to success in anything you're wanting to achieve, personally, financially, career-wise, anything like that. So I'm excited about this. So if you want to get my notes and from this chapter, just let me know, message me below, and just let me know what is something that you're going to start doing today and start tracking today that's going to get you into momentum to achieve the goal you want to achieve. Talk to you soon. Post it below. Bye.